Hi. Today I want to start it off by telling you about my first art teacher. And it wasn't a Mr. or a Mrs. Believe it or not, her name was Beverly, and it's my older sister. She was in third grade, and I was in first grade, and she said to me one day, let me show you how to draw people. And here, let me show you what she showed me. So what she said to me was, here is the easy way to draw a person. You start off with a circle, you put a line there, and that's right, she showed me the stick person. Of course, give them a face, like that. And I bet a lot of you already know how to do that or often do that, but the problem with this is that thing called proportions, like we learned with the spoon exercise and sketching things out. This is actually not a horrible way to start to draw a person. Now, it does have some problems because if I go to put a shirt on here, they end up having these giant hands and no elbows, and I don't know. It's very hard to get this person looking like a real person when you're done and you add to it. But believe it or not, when I went to art school for college, one of the things they showed me was a stick figure to start my drawings out. That's a little more complicated. And I'm going to I have this in my, on Google Classrooms when it comes to the information that's saved back there if you look for that. I have a couple things to show you, but this is the more of the artist stick figures. And if you can break up the body into these simple elements, you can make your person do anything you want. And what we're going to be drawing, or try to be drawing, is a superhero. And I know usually if you're in the classroom, I usually hear cheers from that. Kids are looking forward to it. They're tired of drawing spoons and circles and things like that. So this is a real assignment, and we're going to spend several days on it. We're going to build it up slowly. And we're going to start with this thing that I call the artist stick figure. Okay, and it consists of a head and a torso. Also has hips, so it broke up the body into two parts. Now the head is kind of elongated, I can see it, and the body is a little bit bigger. The hips are more like a circle, but almost the same size as that. And then the arms and the legs are made up of a elbow joint, and then a hand, and then linked together like this. So I have, maybe an arm that comes back. I'm going to have my guy kind of running. So one arm is coming down here like this. This is the hand. The other one you can't see, but it's going to come out here like this. And then I'm going to have one leg here. And I got to think about, I don't know if you realize this, but you are half legs. So if this is how tall you are, my feet are going to go all the way to the bottom of this paper. A lot of kids miss that. I'm going to put a knee joint right here about halfway. And then I always say this is like my bicycle gears. Like you got the big gears in the front and then or in the back, and then the small gears up front, and then you're going right around that for the leg. Don't do this for the legs, because if you do this for the hips and then you just do legs coming out like this, eventually when you go put pants on that, it's going to look like a diaper. Okay, you do not want super baby. All right, we want to do superhero. So this is almost as long as that, and then the foot is long like this. Now, I know some of you are already saying, there's no way I can draw even that, Mr. Lane. And that's okay. I don't expect everybody to do this. In fact, this is where I start dividing up the class into a couple different units. And I always think about my wife when she was, my wife is very smart, and she's a librarian now. She loves books. And when she was in school, the class she did not like was gym. And I know a lot of kids are like, I love gym. What are you talking about? And that's because she hardly ever picked up a sporting equipment or a basketball or anything like that. And she'd go to gym class, and she had We have a great gym teacher here. He'd never do this, but she had a gym teacher to go, all right, you two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go out there. Take these shirts, and you guys are going to be the blue team, and you can be the red team, okay? And my wife barely knew how to dribble the basketball, and they're asking her to play a game. And as other kids, are dribbling and stuff, and they're actually part of a traveling team. So that really wasn't fair for her. It would have been a good lesson for her to just be able to learn how to dribble the ball. All right. So if you are accomplished artist, you're drawing all the time, you're like my traveling art team, you're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to draw a head, shoulders, hands, and stuff these basic shapes, and get the proportions about right, about half of this, half of that, and look at this and on your thing, and I think you can visualize that. Now, I would say probably out of all my 5th grade, in a classroom of 26 kids, I probably have 1 or 2 kids that could actually do this. Okay, this is my most advanced. Most of you are going to you're going to need to help visualizing it, and that's where these things on my resources come in handy. Okay, so I have this picture, I have this one that might be helpful for you, or I have some of these guys in here. You can focus on one of those, or maybe something like this. And what I want you to do is pick like one of these, like this one. Oh, that's a good one. Or this one, or this guy right here falling down, or this guy doing. And don't pick. Here, let me find the example of. Okay. There's one of the guy like laying down. You can't see his back. Don't pick one just because it's easy. If you're struggling, I have another level of help right here. But this is level 2 of help. What I want you to do, and I'm going to try to do this guy right here. I'm going to set this aside, and that's going to help me. I'm going to look at that and say, well, where is the head? Where is the body? And of course, I can do it really quick, but I want you to sketch that out. There is a leg coming here. And then it looks like I can see the foot back here like this. The other leg is going to be like this. You just overlap those on the leg like that. And he's got a shoulder. He's got an elbow that kind of connect like this. And then the hand comes back here. And for the hand, I'm just doing a circle today, keeping it light. Those things I learned in sketching. I'm doing it quick and light. And there's another hand up here like that. All right. And what I want you to do when you get done with that, go ahead and photograph that, or if you're like my top students, get the sketch. Try to make it most of the paper, because we're going to draw a face and hands in detail and a costume on this in later lessons, so it needs to be big enough for you to be able to do that, and keep it light, okay? Even if you have to erase it when you're done. I do not want, here's a bad example, I don't want you drawing like this. I know when you're first drawing, it's easy to do nice and dark. Okay, keep it light.